Hello, so happy new year and all of that jazz. Yes, so 3rd of January. I still haven't got my calendar, which I ordered before Christmas, so you know, technically the new year hasn't started, and the Christmas TV Times says that it's valid until the 6th of January, so I think we can all still be on like a bit of a slowdown, I think. You know, I know that there's all these people who want to go guns or blazing into the new year. I'm more like, you know, Susie Q. Guns blazing in Vietnam, and then everything like will literally go to pot in seconds and I'll have to be airlifted out of the situation. So, coffee. It's probably quite late. I mean, as you could see, I have already done my post run. I've been packing it as I've gone, so that is only my sales from over New Year, because obviously my last post drop off was on Friday. And then I've the days sort of like gone, I've been packing them, pulling them and packing them, because obviously there was that offer on Packlink, and I didn't want it to expire. And there was just part of me was just like, it's going to expire. And then there's the other thing where when everybody comes back on the Tuesday after Christmas and New Year, it's going to be really busy, and it's going to be, that system is going to be overworked and it's going to be slow. So I just, oh my God, let's not have that for the first day back, because I hate that. The amount of times I've gone on after like a bank holiday or something, and it's not been working because everybody's doing the same thing. And because it's been so busy at my post office over Christmas, between the Christmas and New Year thing, it's been so busy. I really wanted to get there at, you know, before 10 a.m. and drop my stuff off, so as not to bother them and to not bother myself, and because I need to get back into a good habit. You know, so yeah, maybe I am like a bit habit driven, but there's no goals and the rest of it, and but I can't even say that because there is a goal. So, as you may remember, I said I had a random job interview on the 30th of December. So that was last Friday. So they have actually offered me the job. So it was like really random, because I just knew I wouldn't sleep that night. I knew I'd be all shaky and I was all quite nervous. But yeah, they liked me and they offered me the job by phone. It is not anything that I've done before. It is a shop job. Well, I say that, but I worked in a shop when I was a student. But I mean, didn't everybody work in a shop when they were a student? So I've technically, like, what was the point in having a degree and all of that jazz? But the point is they've offered me a job, and that's a good thing. I think that's a really positive thing, to be able to know that I've got something lined up going into the new year is really nice. So 20 hours working in a shop, don't know how I'm going to get on with it, but it's a bit of fixed income. That's what I wanted, so I'm really happy about that. Obviously they've got to sort of like process it, and head office aren't back until this week. I don't even think they're in until tomorrow. She said the 4th, when she offered me on the phone. So I've got to do all that, and I've got to have like a, you know, to check whether I'm a criminal, you know, which I am, obviously, because I'm wearing Reservoir Dogs. So I've got to do all that, and I've got a provisional start date for 23rd. So I do kind of, it's like my husband said, well, you have 3 weeks to get your affairs in order. Like, I've got some kind of like death threat over me, and I have got stuff that I need to do. So as much as I would like to launch into doing loads of listing, which I have got stuff which I've got to list. I have a jigsaw over there that I've done, because that was my quest over New Year, was Christmas and New Year, was to get jigsaws done. So I've done 2 which are listed filed away. I've actually sold one, because obviously you haven't seen my solds because I just packed them up as I went. But it wasn't really all that much, not much to shout about. You know, dresses and chinos, and I did sell one of my jigsaws, but only for a tenner. A few little sundry little Lego sets, not huge. I have another jigsaw over there, 1,000 piece I'm doing a 1,500 piece one here. As the moment I move this camera, it will not go back. That I know, because I've taken so much time putting it together. So I've got that one on the go. Now, I don't know what my problem is at the moment with jigsaws, but I keep pulling out the edge pieces, and then invariably there's an edge piece that will be missing. And then it was like one of them I nearly packed away because I was just convinced it didn't have this edge piece, and then found it. It's a running joke that one of the frogs had it in their pockets and just put it down. But this one I had, like, when I started it yesterday, there was 6 edge pieces that were missing. Now there's only 1 edge piece that's missing, which I've sort of like found. So I think it's just a question of me not sorting very well. But worryingly, this is one of these jigsaws where somebody's written complete on the front of it, which is always a bad omen, because it usually means that they're not. And anyway, this job isn't really a job. This is the job that I'm working on. I've got all my receipts and all my filing and all my bills and all my stupid things. I've dragged them all out so that I have to deal with them. And I honestly think that would probably be the best thing for me to do, is to get my accounts in order. I've got all my stuff ready for my tax return for the previous year, and I haven't filed it, so I need to do that, then be horrified about how much money I owe them, and then pay that. And I really should have done it earlier so that I actually knew what I needed to budget for, but I haven't done that. So I just need to do that, which is just figures that need plugging in. It's just I want to check my filing to make sure that there's nothing that's sort of like straying around. And I do think that I just need to, like, just get in the zone and just get everything up to date. And it is really important that I need to do it. So I think before I start like going crazy listing stuff, I need to do that. And there's a few other things that need to be settled, but I think I've done most of them. I know I forgot to pay my flipping credit card bill, because I just had it in my head that it was like due the first week of January, but it turns out it was the 28th of December, so I've done that late. I'm so hopeless, and so I really do need to get myself into gear. And I used to be really good with this, but I just, when I sort of stopped working full time and my income sort of became a little bit crap, I started relying more on credit cards for day-to-day things like groceries, which I never used to do before. So credit cards didn't used to be like a thing that factored in. I used to just use them and then settle them, but now I do have a lot of credit card debt, so I do need to sort that out. It's quite depressing, but that's because of lockdown. Both my credit cards were at a 0 balance before the lockdown, so I know that it's 100% lockdown, because there's things like, oh, you know, we need the car insurance, it just goes on there and then it doesn't get settled, and now it's just like 2 huge stupid sums of money which I owe. And I've never been in that situation before, so I'm really annoyed. I know that I'm not going to like get a grand amount of money from my new job, but I just think that maybe it might focus me a bit more, because I'll know where I'm supposed to be for a certain time. I have said to them that I'd be happy to fit the rotors that they have trouble fitting in is like the afternoon shifts, because obviously a lot of people have kids to pick up from school and things like that, so they like to do the morning and get it out of the way. So I have sort of said that I would fall in with the other things, but it does mean that I'm just going to need to be like focused in the morning. But I mean, I don't know, because I don't know what's going on with that. That's just something that's going to happen. I mean, it's a positive thing, but I don't know. Anyway, I need to get my account sorted. I need to work, sort out all the things which I haven't done. I know that I've paid the ground rent and the service charge here for the apartment, because that always comes. That's always due on the 1st of January. And if you don't do it, if you don't settle it, they always send you a text message on the 1st. And I just find that very annoying. So, yeah, I am organised in that respect. There's other things that I haven't done and that I know that I need to do. So that's on my list. But I'm just going to go through all my filing, make sure that it makes sense. I mean, I'm looking at my tax return folder for last year, which I have done, and it is busting out. It looks absolutely ridiculous. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, these lot are all staring at me saying, just get on with it. So I'm going to get on with it. Yeah, I know that's probably like boring to everybody. I have got stuff which I've sourced, which I need to deal with. But I think that this needs to come first, because it's like one of those things that's hanging over me that needs dealing with, because it just bugs me and it needs to be done. It needs to be done now. And this is a slacky week anyway, isn't it? So we can forgive ourselves. And I'm so glad that I went out early because it's absolutely hammering with rain. Can you see it? It's absolutely hammering with rain. It was raining when I went out, but not anything like it is now. And I need to put the flipping heating on and put a jumper on. Right, so that's my quest. Let's see where we get to. So in fairness, I mean, I have done the laundry, washing up, and the post run already today. But I don't know, this is what's doing my head in. So this thing that I got here, which was supposed to be like really useful, is just, it just mounts stuff up, and unless it's busting, it's got loads in it, it all falls out everywhere. So that wasn't a good idea, even though I thought it would be. So yeah, I've got all of this to sort out. So this is actually the tax return, which needs doing, and it's ready. This is what I mean. So this is up to April 2022. So you can see it's all ready. I've all done it. It's digital. It's on my Excel sheet. So it's kind of ready to go. I just need to check that there's nothing straying around in all of this, which should be in there. So as I do, you know, as I source and I get my receipts, everything goes in there. So that's kind of tidy. So this is the current year. So it's the current year that I need to get into my Excel sheet, because I stopped doing it in like July or something like that. Probably June, actually. So I've got loads to do with that. That's previous years. I don't know what that is. Like, this doesn't help. I mean, this is, so that says the 5th of the 3rd, 22. So that's not even in the year that I need to report. Yeah, so, and then I just need to go through things like this, which obviously expires today, and I'm not just going to suddenly go, hey, blow this, let's go to Boots so I can get double points on hair products. Okay, right. Yeah, and you know, you probably don't realise, but yes, it really is my surname. Glue really is my surname. Okay, it is 2:20. I don't know why that's taken me so long. So I have gone through my filing, sort of tidied it through, checked everything. This is actually my pension statement, which is that here, because obviously you need to put that on. So I failed my tax return, and now I feel like I'm in line to be the next Rishi Sunak or Jimmy Carr or something, because it just doesn't, I feel rather peculiar, in that for the first year ever doing this, I have no tax to pay. Well, it's always been marginal, you know, like 150 to 200. So for the first two, I've only done like 2020 and 21, and obviously this one, where is it? I've just put it over here, now I put it away. So this one is up to April 2022. And honestly, I thought that my trading from 21 to 22 wasn't too bad. But but apparently I don't have to pay any tax. So I don't feel like I've done something wrong, because I'm used to having to pay about 150. And I feel like I should have done voluntary national insurance, because that is something that's worrying me now. So obviously, you know, yeah, I do have, you know, and this is quite a big file, I do have my own personal pension, but my own personal pension is pretty rubbish, even though I've been paying into this. So this used to be really good, because this used to be CIS, as in cooperative insurance, and then they went out of business, didn't they? And that's Royal London. And I don't like Royal London, because most of what you put in seems to just be swallowed up by fees. So looking at this, the sort of pension that I'm getting, although this is quite a nice little investment that I've got here, I won't give you the figures, but in terms of living off it, I'm going to be like one of these people on TV programs going, I haven't got enough money, I can't put the heating on. So I think this is good timing for me to like go back into work. Oh God. So the tax year that I do, as in the one that's going to be ending in April, I'm going to have a little bit of an allowance with that, where I'll actually have been paying in. So at least by the end of this month, I'm going to actually start paying national insurance contributions. You see, that's the worry. And although I tried to claim benefits when we were in lockdown and my husband was off, and he was able to get job seekers, but they didn't pay him much money. But the thing is about being on job seekers is that you do get your contributions paid. But because I'd started my own business, I didn't pay, you know, national insurance contributions, which is a bit of an arse. Anyway, the upshot of it is that I don't have to pay anything. It's highlighted the fact that the current year is garbage. Apparently the previous year was garbage. It may be because I've edited my reporting sheet and I just made more allowances for deductions. You know, I did more research in the deductions that I was allowed. And maybe I've just gone a bit crazy on that. I'm going to have to like have a rethink on that and just check that I'm not doing the wrong thing. I mean, if somebody from HMRC wants to come and they want to like go through my file, it's not like everything isn't filed. It's not like I haven't sorted everything. It's not like it isn't laid out very clearly in an Excel spreadsheet. It's all there. It's just sometimes you just think, really, are my earnings that bad? I've got sellotape on my leggings. I think the thing is that I obviously used to be quite good at this, reselling, and I think maybe there was a fire lit under my arse, I think, more when I started, and then I think I've taken the foot off the gas a bit. And maybe that's my problem. Anyway, the next quest is to get everything up to date. So that one's done. We forget about, so now I've just got to worry about what's happening from April 2022 to now. I looked at I actually did this spreadsheet for the current tax year in May. I did it in May last year, so I could have filed my tax return then, and then I wouldn't have had in the back of my mind, I wonder how much tax I've got to pay, because I could have just done it and it would have told me then that I didn't have anything to pay, and then my phone wouldn't have been like texting me from the HMRC saying, why haven't you done this? Anyway, I now have to go through all of this. So this is the year that we're in now, so I have to make sure that my spreadsheet makes sense. You know, purchases are fine. It's just my when I do my Lego job lots, it's recording that as a bit of a pain in the arse. Maybe that's why I've got more deductions, because when I buy a job lot of Lego that's like £50 to £100, it looks like a lot on my deductions, but you see the money that I get back off it, something makes me feel like I've reported something twice, but I know I haven't, because I've just plugged it all in. I don't know, anything. Things are just rubbish, aren't they? And maybe like I say, when I first started reselling, there's probably more of a fire lit under my arse. I was more focused. I was better at getting my listings on every day, and now I'm probably a bit slack at it. And yeah, I'm sure we all feel like this. Anyway, so the rest of the day I am going to spend, not that one needs to go in the filing. These boxes, by the way, these are from TK Maxx, and I've got a whole load of these, so they, you know, you can see how pretty the gold is because the light is a certain light. I have stuff over there which I need to photograph, but it's too dark to photograph it well. So my quest now is to go through all of these and plug it all into my spreadsheet. As I said, the last time I did anything was in May, so I've got to do June 2022 onwards. And one of the reasons I want to do it now is because you know what it's like. Once you get into a new year, if I'm doing stuff that's old, I'm going to put 2023 on my dates if I'm not careful. So I need to do it now while 2022 dates putting in is still in my head and not 23. So I need to do it now and draw the line under it. Because you know, once we're 2 weeks into this, I'm going to start putting 23 instead of 22. So that's why I want to do it now. Anyway, I'm going to upload this video now because it's probably a bit long-winded. Hopefully you guys are getting on with yours, and you're probably like a lot more organised than I am, because I'm not organised. I am organised, but I'm not organised. Right. Anyway, thank you for watching. Happy New Year and all that jazz. And I hope you had a nice Christmas. But just remember, it is still Christmas. As I said, the TV times, I said that I wasn't going to get radio times. I think that's disgusting inflation. You know, Santa Claus until the 6th of January. You know, I'll tell you, I'm so glad that we don't have a Christmas tree up. So we don't have to do anything. All we've got to do is take that tinsel down. It's quite a relief, and it's actually, the place has stayed clean over Christmas here. It's not dirty really at all. I just want to do this tax return. I don't want to do my accounts before I do any like hoovering and photographing clothes. So that's for the next thing I'll be doing. And I have got some haul items to show you, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching. I will stop talking because this is nonsense. Goodbye, thank you, see you again, adieu. And yeah, honestly, just because it's a new year, I think a lot of people, they try and achieve so much in January, and I just think January is one of these months that most of us just muddle along with. And I know that everybody wants to like have these like great goals, great fitness goals, mindset goals, you know. And what I'm doing today is something that's overdue, and it's, you know, and it is a goal that needs to be done, and it'll be peace of mind. I don't have that much peace of mind now because I've totally convinced that I've done a Jimmy Carr, even though I don't have like a, you know, bank account in the Cayman Islands or something. No, that's Richie Sunak, isn't it? He's the Cayman Islands. But you know, first step to being Prime Minister. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon with more, you know, regular reselling content. So, goodbye. I am in a positive state because obviously I've got a job coming and I need to get all of these things done. So I will be back soon with more of this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Happy New Year.